because we do want to reference this medical leave. We know for Steve Jobs, it is the third time in 7 years. Bloomberg's Shannon Pettypiece is right here beside me in the newsroom with a little bit more on Jobs' medical history, maybe some statistics about how many people have had success in fighting the same kind of condition. Fill us in, Shannon, if you don't mind on that first.
Yeah, well, just a little bit of background. Back in 2004, he was diagnosed with a form of pancreatic cancer, but not the typical type that we hear about. This was called a neuroendocrine tumor, and it's typically a slow-moving tumor, and it has a pretty good survival rate. Over 5 years, it's about 50% to 70% of people are still alive after 5 years. He said he was diagnosed with this back in 2004, so that's about 6, almost 7 years that he's had this condition. So overall, the prognosis is pretty good for this, but it is a complicated condition. And we know in 2009, he had to have a liver transplant. He didn't say why that was, but it was believed that was because of the cancer, which could indicate that it was spreading, that it hadn't been addressed in that first surgery back in 2004.
Shannon, we know you're in touch with a lot of people. I mean, what are health experts saying now about his chances for a complete recovery?
Well, he has a very complicated condition. He's got two things, the cancer and then the liver transplant, like I said, and that carries with it a whole range of different conditions. He could be having organ rejection. That's always a risk. A lot of that risk is in the first few months, but it can come years later. He's also got the risk of a reoccurrence of it spreading outside of the digestive tract to other parts of the body. And then he's taking very heavy, serious immunosuppressants to prevent an organ rejection, and those carry risk with it as well, such as skin cancer, types of blood cancer. It can also cause kidney damage and put him at increased risk for infections like a cold or flu, because it's basically suppressing his immune system. So those are all things that could be going on. Obviously, we don't know for sure.
Shannon, thanks very much for giving us that large perspective. Shannon Pettypiece joining us right here in the newsroom.